Welcome. This video will talk about how you can use the Moodle assignment tool to create a Dropbox directly in Moodle where students can upload their assignments. So just a simple assignment Dropbox so you don't have to keep track of paper copies. Collecting assignments through Moodle works particularly well for assignments where you want to keep everything in one place and you want to just avoid messy paper trails and lost or missing printouts of assignments. The Moodle assignment tool also automatically keeps a record of which students have already submitted their assignments and lets you easily see which students haven't yet submitted their assignments, so you could track them down or have a discussion with them in class that they need to turn in their assignments. And it also makes it easy for you to add grades and feedback for students directly in Moodle. And we'll address that briefly in another video. But for now, we're just going to set up assignments in Moodle and use it as a Dropbox. So to set up an assignment in Moodle, we'll just do this at the very end of this course here. First, you're going to want to add an activity or resource and choose assignment. And then you'll want to give your assignment a name. And you can include an optional description. Often it's helpful to include some description about how you want students to submit the assignment. And you can also, if you need to, attach a PDF or other document explaining the assignment in more detail. And that just goes in this additional files section here. You can either click the add button and find the file in your folder, the PDF description or Word description to add here, or you can simply drag and drop into this box. So I'm going to grab that from my desktop and drag and drop a PDF description in here. Now, by default, when you add an assignment to Moodle, your assignment will be open for submissions throughout the semester. So it doesn't open or close at specific times. It's simply an open assignment and students can upload anytime. But if you want to restrict the dates that the students are able to upload their assignments, you can change those settings under availability here. So allow submissions from lets you choose the date and time when you want to start allowing students to submit their assignments. If you enable this, and I'm not going to now, but you just click this box and enable it, and then pick a date here, students will still be able to view the assignment anytime before this date, but they would not be able to upload or submit any work before this date. Due date, if you enable that and pick a date and time, lets you choose the date and time when the assignment is actually due. And if you enable this and select this date and time, it will provide a countdown indicating to students how much time they have to submit their assignment before the due date. Students will still be able to submit after this due date, but any late submissions will be marked as late, and you'll be able to keep track of those late submissions in the grading interface, and it makes it pretty clear to you which ones were late. If you enable this cutoff date, that lets you choose the date and time when you want to stop allowing students to submit any assignments. And so if you enable this and pick a time, after this date, students will not be able to submit or upload any work after this cutoff date. Generally, it's easiest just to simply choose the due date if you're going to pick one of these, and allow students to submit, and then you have some, not listing a cutoff date, and then you have some discretion with what you do with that, but the due date's generally enough to give students a nice indication of when it's due and feel a sense of urgency, but not really sort of stop all uploads after that point. So if you're going to pick one, choose due date. And now you can select more details about the submission types you want students to be able to upload. In general, it's best to keep this file submissions box checked, and that allows students to upload Word, PDF, documents, images, or other digital files as part of their submission. By default, Moodle will allow students to submit one single digital file, you can see that here, as part of their submission. If you want students to be able to submit more than one file, you can just simply change this maximum number of uploaded files and give them a little more allowance for how many files to upload. So let's say you're giving students an image analysis assignment and you want them to upload a write-up document, maybe in Word, and an accompanying image file. Then you'd want to select at least 2 for the image and the Word file. You could give them more. There's no harm in giving them too many files. It's just annoying if you give them too few and then they get stuck and can't upload enough files. So in general, err on the generous side when you're selecting the number of files. And then when you're moving forward, the last thing you'll want to think about is the type of feedback you want to provide when you're grading your students. And so that's here under feedback types. By default, Moodle lets you add written comments for students when you're grading their assignments. But if you also want to be able to upload files, so files as feedback, so for example, if you want to write your feedback in Word or use Word to track changes and then upload that and return the file to students, then you'll want to also check this box here next to feedback files, and that will let you upload a response file to the student. Finally, you'll need to make sure that you assign the correct number of points, and that's here under grade. By default, you'll notice that Moodle assigns a maximum number of point value of 100 points to each assignment when you create it. Under grade here, you're going to want to adjust this point value so that it reflects the total number of points you want your assignment to actually be worth. Or if you want your assignment to be ungraded and you simply want to use this as a Dropbox but you don't need to grade students here, you can go ahead and select ungraded. So you'll want to just select none for the grade type, and then this assignment will be ungraded and it won't show up in the gradebook. But we're going to go ahead and keep it as a point. Give it 10 points here. Now you can go ahead and save and return to course, and you should see your assignment show up on your Moodle course's main page here. So there's the new assignment there. If your assignment is a graded assignment, which is what we selected there in the end, there will also be a placeholder in your Moodle gradebook to hold student grades for that assignment. And so you can see that you just have to click in here and then scroll a little bit, and you should see that there's a column listed for that assignment that was automatically populated for this graded assignment here. Now, you may be wondering, what about assignments where I still want students to submit a paper copy? So you don't want them to submit an electronic copy, you still do want a paper copy, but you want to give them some indication of Moodle about that assignment and give them a reference to find information about that assignment. That's also not a problem. So for example, here's an assignment that's set up in Moodle, but that asks for students to submit a paper copy of the assignment. I should have one here somewhere. You'll notice it looks like a regular assignment, but it asks them to submit a paper copy of the assignment. The students then don't have any option to upload. There's no place where they can click and upload when in their student view. They simply know that they need to submit a paper copy. And you can do that here in the assignment settings. So when you're setting up your assignment, this should be familiar from what we just went through. For your submission types, simply uncheck both of these boxes. So don't allow any file submissions, and in general, just simply don't allow online text. That asks students to type in an online text box, which isn't a comfortable way for most people to submit assignments. So just uncheck both of these boxes, and students won't have an option to upload anything, but the assignment will still show up in Moodle and be present in Moodle for them to view the details on. When you do that, though, again, it's always good to give students a note in the description that they need to submit a paper copy of the assignment. You could indicate a due date, however, too, if that's helpful. You can, even for a non-uploaded assignment, you can indicate a due date and students will be able to see that countdown. So adding assignments to Moodle, cancel out of that, is a really nice way to be transparent just in general about the assignment expectations in your course. And it makes it easy for students to see what work they still need to complete. And in some cases, it can hopefully help you save a few trees and spare you the hassle of having to keep track of paper copies of student work. Now, if you want to learn how to grade students' assignments once they're set up like this, just click the video linked here or in the video description below to launch a quick tutorial on Moodle assignment grading. Good luck and happy Moodling!